Hi, everybody, and welcome to the halftime show. What a boring fucking piece of shit game this is. There's no conviction. No conviction in this team whatsoever. They don't try to strip balls on defense. There's no aggression. The play calling is pathetic. Gotta get that first down. Let's hand it off deep to Deontay Foreman. Boy, that's a brain trust, Stefanski and Dorsey. Good play call. They don't know where to line up still. There really is no point in watching this. There's no point in watching next year either, folks. No point. It's like watching a high school state semifinal football game. DTR, can he go away, please? DTR is the worst quarterback that we've had since, you can fill in the blank. Jerry Jeudy. No, I'm not going to bother putting my second foot down. I'll just step out of bounds. Should I go home now? Coaching staff puts up with it. Give me Watson over DTR, please. Give me anybody over Watson or over DTR. And then anyone over Watson after that. At least Watson played in the NFL. I don't know what DTR does, but he's so bad that Stefanski didn't use any of his timeouts. Can you imagine having a minute and 33 seconds left and you're trying to get the ball down the field and you don't use a single timeout to collect yourself and to come up with, a thought process and a play you want to run? Nothing. And do you know why? Because they have no belief that Dorian Thompson-Robinson, which his mommy wants him to be called by, I call him out of the league. Nothing personally, might be a very nice young man. He just has no business playing professional football. Team knows that. Didn't use a single timeout. None. Maybe we can catch him off guard. We'll run a deep handoff. Really intelligent, isn't it? And they wonder why the fan base doesn't give a shit about them anymore. Yeah, I mean, bring on Zappy. How much worse can it be? And everything DTR is throwing is over the middle short. If he tries to go outside the numbers, the ball sails on him. He throws interceptions. You name it. He stinks. He absolutely smells foul. Horrible, horrible quarterback. I know it's tank time. It's going to be tank time for the next 3 years. You'll be there to watch it. I won't. That's the bottom line. Kevin Stefanski has to have given up. That's the only thing I can think. Okay, since Thad Lewis. All right, Big Lurker UK, how you doing? So many bad quarterbacks in the, Spurgeon win. Oh, God. Of course, it's tank time. It's been tank time ever since Jimmy Haslam bought the team. Yeah, right, Bronk. Yeah, 60 degrees in Ohio. 60 degrees. Kind of unbelievable. That's probably the answer, Rick. You probably got it right there. Yeah, buoy. Deer in the headlights or DTR in the headlights. Yeah, of course. Why they attend these press conferences? The press should just stay away. Let them stand up there and it's an empty room. It's like, we don't give a shit. We're not going to listen to you say this again. Because the only thing the players are going to do is they're going to play this back the next day or the after that afternoon and say, we're off the hook again. Ay, ay, ay. Look, there was a reason why Huntley was not kept by the Cleveland Browns. He's DTR with experience. He has little arm strength and he has no speed. You see him when he's flushed out of the pocket? He's slow like molasses. Unreal. There you go. Charlie Fry. John Dorsey. Yeah, well, he gone too. Thank you, Robert Krieg. Since Connor Shaw. Good. This is like a game show. You just fill in the blank. Good. Let them. That's what the league wants. They love themselves some Joe Burrow. He's the greatest quarterback now who's ever lived. And so it goes. Since Seneca Wallace. There you go. I like this game. Since Dr. David Mays. I think you've got a cavity on the back right. I think I can handle that today if you have time. Unreal. There you go. Just doomed, period. I don't even want to mention her name. Now that's an interesting comparison. Johnny Damon, remember him for the Indians? He did have the worst arm I've ever seen in my life. Just a total noodle arm. Well, yeah, because the Browns play with no pressure and conviction. I think Myles Garrett thinks that he got the 13th sack. He stopped. He's just basically stopped playing. He didn't get it, by the way. Yeah. Since Georgia's Eric Zier. Thank you, Jim. And that's the Dorsey I was thinking of. He was horny all the time. McDaniel thinks every backup he has can do what Tua does. That's why they're in the position they're in. You know what the problem is? There's one thing that he can do that Tua can't, and that's get off the field without a concussion. Man. Finally sinking in, Keith? I told you that a month ago. Earlier in the season, I told you that. This isn't something that you just, work our way around it. We'll be back in action next year. It isn't like that. The move isn't supposed to count, Michael. It's still the Browns, isn't it? We're still the Browns, aren't we? I don't think so. Yeah. It's like Match Game, isn't it? I'm Gene Rayburn, and welcome to Name a Former Shitty Browns Quarterback. Notice how I'm avoiding even talking about the game. That's up to the municipalities. As far as I'm concerned, Jimmy Haslam, I mean, they should put a burning cross on his yard. What do I care? Does he survive what? Ridicule? Yes. His job? Yes, because he had one good year, one not so good year, and then he has to prove that this year was no mistake. Jeff Christensen. I don't even remember him. I don't know that he ever played. Yeah, the passing of Jimmy Carter at 100 years of age. And he moves better, by the way, than Huntley does, and Brinkley. I don't expect you to understand that. Baker had a good game against a team that wasn't trying. I'm happy for Baker. Woohoo! Whoop it up for Baker. Everybody's jumping in. Austin Davis. Brandon Whedon. E-I-E-I-O. I don't know who Bruce Gradkowski is. Kevin Hogan, that's a good one. What you gonna do, brother? When I have the football in my hands? Nothing. Wait for you to turn it over. What else could they do, Tori? What else could they do? They're stuck. You think they're just going to get rid of him to please some of the fan base? Are you happier with the choices you have with instant pickoff Jameis or incompetent DTR? So just back off the Watson thing. There is no option at this point. They've paid him. Talk about Haslam, not about Watson. You know, you do have a point there, Amsterdam. And he thinks more clearly. Do I think they'll screw up the first round pick? Yep. Thanks, Topaz. I'm going back now. I'm going back to watch this, and I'll be back for the post-game show afterwards. So please join me. I would like to see you there. Keep me company and hold my hand. We'll see you soon. Let's see what happens in the second half. See you after the game.